Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. And in today's video, I'll be playing Fiora in the Baron lane. Now in the beginning part of the video, I'm gonna show you guys a few things, a few behind the scenes things, and I'm gonna show you guys how to build Fiora. If you don't care about all that, timestamps in the description to skip to the gameplay immediately. So I want to show you guys my history because I don't really care about people hating on me. I don't really care about things like that. But I feel like people might think that I'm trying to make myself look like a really good player on YouTube, right? So it's not the case. What I do is I play games. I play a lot of games, and as you can see, look at this 1-9 Orianna game, 3-5 Kai'Sa game where I was absolutely useless. Corki game, 1-3, Orianna uses game, Zed game uses. See, guys, I have a lot of bad games. I have a lot of bad games. And, oh, Katarina, by the way, guys. Katarina, I played Katarina. So you can see, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. Like, you can see that I actually have a lot of really bad games. A lot. But the reason that the reason that I don't upload a game where I go 3-6 Orianna, where we just lose the game, like, I make a lot of mistakes and I don't really do anything good in that game. Like, I just get wrecked. Now, if you guys are interested in me uploading games where I get like absolutely demolished, let me know in the comments. I can do it if enough people want to see it, of course. I just feel like that I can't really teach you a lot about it. I mean, maybe I could, like, maybe I could teach you what went wrong and this and that. Just let me, I want to dedicate this comment section. Are you interested in this or not? If you're interested, let me know, If you're not, also let me know. Okay, let's talk about Fiora's build, and let's put my camera back to the normal place. The light is a bit too much as well. So Fiora's build is, I played with a lot of builds. Basically, you always start with a 24s. I have tried a build where you start with mana immune. I don't like it. Now you can also, so what you can do as well is, let me show you. You can put a sapphire crystal here and then go for this item, Trinity Force, and then finish your mana immune, which will turn into a Mura mana. Now what this is going to allow you to do, like what, then your build is going to look like this. What this is going to allow you to do is spam your abilities. That's basically the whole point of this build. It's you're gonna do a little less damage, you're gonna have a little less survivability, everything else you're gonna have it a little less, but you're gonna get 20 ability haste, and you can keep spamming your abilities. Now that's the whole point of mana immune. Mana immune is good for poking and just spamming your abilities. I don't like it, however. What I do like is this Death Stance. This item is broken on Fiora, guys. See, the thing with Fiora is you heal up when you hit one of the corners. What is it called? The vital. When you hit a vital, you heal up. So the whole point of Death Stance is delaying your death, allowing you to hit more vitals because you're delaying your death, thus healing up more and tanking more damage. This item is broken on Fiora. I also gave Blade of the Rune King a try as my second item. This build, see, if you go for Blade of the Rune King second, it's good if the enemy has a lot of beefy tanks. Like, when I'm against a Garen, I actually always go for Blade of the Rune King, guys. Always. I actually always do it. Seriously. Garen, Mundo, Tank Gragas, Alistars. If you're against a lot of these types of champions, then getting a Blade of the Rune King is actually incredibly powerful. It's going to do more for you than the Death Stance. But, besides that, in any normal game, you really want to go for the Death Stance, guys. You want to start with a Sheen. This is the item that you want to start with always, because this provides you with a lot of damage when you use your first ability. After the Sheen, of course, build it into Trinity Force, then go into your Death Stance. After your Trinity Force, make sure you buy boots, by the way, guys. Tier 1 boots, and I also kind of recommend you to get Tier 2 boots, the Glutinous Greaves. You almost always want to go for Glutinous Greaves unless you're against a lot of stuns. See, the thing with Fiora is you obviously have your second ability to dodge the stuns, right? But if the enemy has a lot of stuns, you cannot dodge everything. So then it could be a good idea to get Mercury's Threat. However, keep in mind, Glutinous Greaves are very powerful on Fiora, so you don't really want to miss them. So keep that in mind. If you go for something else, really make it worth it. Like, you could also get Plated Steel Caps. Only get Plated Steel Caps if the enemy is full attack damage. If they have one ability power champion, don't do it. It's not worth it. Like, just get Glutinous Greaves. If they have a lot of stuns, root, blah, 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 get Mercury Sweat. If they are full attack damage, get Plated Steel Caps. Now, let's talk about the enchantment. And here it gets interesting, guys. So, There's different enchantments that you can use on Fiora. Let me first talk about stasis. You don't want to use stasis. Now this might strike you as like, what are you saying? You don't want to use stasis? Yes guys, you don't want to use stasis. Fiora doesn't really need it. You already have your second ability, of course. You have your first ability to escape, your second ability to dodge damage and everything. You don't need stasis. Like if Camille ults you, use your second ability. You don't need stasis. If Garen ults you, use the second ability. You just don't need the stasis. Now let's talk about Proto Belt. This one is very interesting on Fiora and I love it. Proto Belt can actually proc a vital. So when you have a vital on the enemy, you can actually proc it with your Proto Belt. Now this can be very useful when using your ultimate because you can ult and immediately Proto Belt to the enemy to just hit one vital for free. This is very powerful guys, so you can go for the Proto Belt if you really want to play an aggressive Fiora. However, the one that I like the most is Teleport. See, with Teleport, you can play Fiora to her full power. Fiora is a split pusher, and with Teleport, you're going to be able to effectively split push throughout the whole game. Because you can split push, and if your team needs you, you teleport to them. Very, very easy. So your next item, I really like Starbucks Gauge. I actually almost always go for Starbucks Gauge. See, there is only one problem with going for Starbucks Gauge, which is, the Trinity Force gives you 30% attack speed, but it might not be as much as you'd like. It is enough, however, it's definitely enough. But if you want a lot of attack speed, you can choose to go for the Blade of the Rune King. See, the only problem is you're not going to have any survivability with the Blade of the Rune King. That's why Starbucks Gauge outweighs the Blade of Rune King. It gives you 400 max health, it gives you attack damage, based on your base attack damage, and it gives you the lifeline passive. When you get low, you get the Starbucks Gauge, which is incredibly powerful on Fiora. So never go for Blade of Rune King's third item, even though this might look like a good build, because you're gonna have a lot of damage. No, you go for the Starbucks Gauge. As your fourth item, Guardian Angel. Guardian Angel is generally always gonna be a good item for you as your fourth item, unless the enemy has heavy ability power assassins. Yes, if they have Katarina, Evelyn, Akali, like if they have a lot of ability power, especially assassins, like as I said, Evelyn, blah blah blah, go for Maw of Marmortius. You can even buy the Maw of Marmortius as your third item. Let me give you guys a quick another tip. You can buy this item, the Hex Drinker, as your second item already. After Trinity Force, you can choose to buy a Hex Drinker, and this item is especially good against ability power Gragas as well. When you're laning against an AP Gragas, get the Hex Drinker as your second item, because it gives you 30 magic resist, it gives you the lifeline passive, and of course some attack damage. Keep that in mind, guys. So yeah, those are the first items that you want to get on Fiora. Keep in mind, Maw of Marmortius is actually really good and quite the underrated item. I don't see many people build it, but they buffed the item. It's actually pretty strong now. So as your last item, situational. It's completely situational. I really recommend Force of Nature or Dead Man's Plate. See, I know it's situational, but Force of Nature and Dead Man's Plate give you movement speed. When you're in, this one gives you movement speed and it stacks up, and this one gives you movement speed when you're in combat. It's both incredibly powerful on Fiora. It's going to allow you to easily chase an enemy, easily hit those vitals, and it's especially powerful combined with your ultimate. So keep that in mind. You want to get one of these two items as your last items. You can get a Spirit Visage if your team has a lot of healing. Like if you're playing with a Sona in your team, you definitely want to get a Spirit Visage as your last item, because late game Sona is going to heal you so much. So keep that in mind, guys. About the runes, Grasp of the Undying. So there's different runes that you can go for on Fiora. I actually always go for Grasp of the Undying because it allows you to completely demolish the enemy in the lane. You can go for Conqueror. See, this is obviously going to be good in those longer fights, but you won't get much out of it, because with Fiora it's really about the poking in lane and being very annoying in lane, and then you can go all in and kill them. You don't need the Conqueror. Grasp of the Undying is just way better, trust me, guys. As my second rune, I go for Brutal. The reason that I go for Brutal is, first of all, so I can actually demolish the enemy in the early game. Secondly, because you're a Baron laner and you're likely going to be facing up against a tank like Garen, like Gragas, Darius, pretty much champions that have a lot of armor. So the armor penetration is going to provide you some good value as well. You can choose to get Hunter Vampirism. Now, this one is going to suck in the early game, and that's kind of a problem because Fiora already kind of sucks in the early game. But when you do get those skills, Oh, Hunter Vampirism is strong, guys, when you're able to get those kills. But it's not always easy to do as a Fiora, because you're a split pusher, right? You're not always going to be around the whole map and getting kills. Now, I used to always go for champion, but not anymore, guys. The risk just does, it's not worth it for only 8% damage. Like 10%, sure, but not 8%, guys. I see some people go for Triumph Fiora. I don't recommend it at all, because you're going to be in 1v1 situations most of the time. So Triumph is not going to be good. Triumph is only good in team fights. So you never want to build Triumph, guys. Just go for Brutal. It's the best rune for best overall rune for Fiora. I think I've called Fiora Oriana a few times, haven't I? So for the third rune, you generally want to go for Adaptive Carapace. Yeah, kind of a weird name. This one is always going to be good, especially in the early game. Hunter Titan is obviously going to be very good against a lot of CC. Second Wind is also quite interesting. Now what this one is going to do, it's going to give you sustainability in lane. It's going to heal you up in lane. But the reason that I don't go for it is because Adaptive Carapace is just better. And you already have sustain with your vitals. There is another one that's interesting, which is Bone Plating. Get Bone Plating if the enemy has heavy burst champions, especially Zed. Because what this is going to do, in 1.5 seconds, when an enemy damages you, you're going to take way less damage from their following abilities, which is very powerful. So only pick this rune against burst damage. But generally, Adaptive Carapace. As your fourth rune, Sweet Tooth. Guys, Sweet Tooth is broken. Now the thing is, Mastermind is amazing on Fiora. Absolutely amazing. But Sweet Tooth is broken, so you go for a Sweet Tooth. As my spells, Flash and Ignite. I always go for Ignite on Fiora. You know, I see some people go for Barrier, but with Ignite you can be way more aggressive, get those kills and everything like that. So that was it about the build part. Let's get into the gameplay. And no editing today. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, okay? This week, pretty much, like already for 2 or 3 days, I'm kind of taking a break from YouTube. I mean, I'm still making videos, of course, but you know, I'm just playing for like 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, maybe 2.5, because, you know, I bought a swimming pool. My sister just graduated from high school. I made this big decision in my life with school, and you know, there's a lot going on. I just want to kind of chill now, take it easy. Obviously, I'm still gonna make videos. You know, I'm still gonna make videos, but you know, I'm sorry that I'm not editing some of the videos that I'm uploading. But now you know why, right? Now you know why, because I'm just kind of, you know, having a vacation. Like, I'm kind of having a vacation. That's what you can call it. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm playing against the Xin Zhao, and I have no idea how Xin Zhao works, and you'll see in this game. But actually, I learned a little bit about Xin Zhao during this game, and after the game, I also checked out his abilities. So I realized after, you know, oh, you'll see. Actually, I'm not gonna spoil it. So here I want to talk to you guys about something that I did there. When the enemy steps up to a minion, you can see that he has a vital behind him. When he steps up to a minion, you can actually overextend and go for the vital. And here, I just died to the Xin Zhao. And honestly, I still don't know how I died. I think he challenged me. Like, he has an ability that can make you challenged if he hits you, which extends the range of one of his other abilities, so he can dash to you. But the thing that I did understand about Xin Zhao was that his first ability is like 3 empowered attacks, 1, 2, and 3, and then the third one would knock you up. So that's the only thing that I'm paying attention. That's the only thing that I'm gonna pay attention to about Xin Zhao, because that's the only thing that I understood in this game, and that's the thing that you can counter with Fiora, guys, with your second ability. See, with Fiora, all about the second ability. It's really all about the second ability. This is the big outplaying ability. You're playing against the Darius, block his hook or block his ultimate. Playing against the Garen, block his silence or block his ultimate. Playing against the Xin Zhao, block his Nokka. Playing against the Malphite, block his ult. You guys get the point, right? Your second ability is the ability that's supposed to block major damage or major CC. And you'll see me do it against the Xin Zhao. Here, boom, I dive him. I see the empowered attacks, and boom, I blocked the empowered attack. So as you can see, I learned from my mistake, and the only thing that I knew about Xin Zhao, I used it against him and I killed him, which was really, really powerful. So when you kill the enemy Baron laner, what you want to do in most cases, first of all, actually, this is, no, I'm not gonna, should I ask you guys a question as well? Because I ask you guys to let me know in the comments if you want to see the bad games on my YouTube channel as well. So you can edit your comment and put an answer to this question to test your knowledge. When you kill the enemy Baron laner, what is gonna be the first step that you need to do immediately. The first thing, think carefully, guys. Think carefully. What is going to be the first thing that you immediately want to do? What is going to be the first thing? Test your knowledge, guys. Edit your comment and test your knowledge. Here. Oh, take a look at this. I go for the Xin Zhao. Boom, boom, boom. I triggered my whole ultimate. Looking at the vitals, I hit every single vital and I completely demolish him. This is what you can do on Fiora, guys. When you're able to hit the vitals, when you're able to combo the ultimate really, really well, you're going to demolish the enemy. So I'll teach you more about the ultimate and vitals afterwards. Now I'm going to respond to the question that I just gave you guys. So what do you want to do after you kill the enemy banner laner? And this is for every single time. Look at your map. Very simple answer, guys. And I hope you got this one right. You want to look at your map. Why, you may think? So there's really two main reasons, but there's obviously more reasons. The two main reasons are look where the enemy jungler is, you know, and if you don't see him, be careful. And the second reason is the enemy mid laner. Look where the enemy mid laner is. Is he rotating to you or is he not rotating to you? So check the jungler, and then check the mid laner. Are they both not on your side? What you do then is push the lane. Push the lane under the enemy turret and make him lose farm. Here you can see, like, after hitting all the vitals, like, it's really good. No, that's so sad. No. Oh, it was a nice try. You know, I respect the try. It was a nice try. I tried to dive him and kill him with the second ability, but obviously your second ability doesn't block turret shots, so you know, it doesn't work like that. So I told my team that I was rotating, but I was actually not going for the rotation. And let me explain to you guys why. Even though we would have completely demolished the enemies if I had rotated to my team, I don't want to give a free turret to the Xin Zhao. Because as you can see, the Xin Zhao is already kinda ahead of me. Even though I killed him once, he actually killed me twice. This guy is level 8, I am level 7, so if he gets a turret as well, he's gonna be close to level 9. And when that happens, I just lose my lane and I cannot do anything. So here, you know, I pushed out the lane, the Xin Zhao went back, so I'm taking the opportunity to go back to go help at the dragon. So they actually took the dragon, but here I'm just looking for a vulnerable target. As you can see, they're all pretty low, and I have my ultimate. So I'm just walking after them, you know, because with your ult, you can be very aggressive with your ultimate, and boom, free kill on the Orianna. Use my ultimate on the Lee Sin. We kill him as well. Rammus is tanking, so I'm going for the fight. And for some reason, the Rammus stopped tanking the turret. He could have tanked a little more. If he tanked one more shot, I would have killed the other guy too, and I would have survived. So the Xin Zhao actually did get the turret, but it's okay. See, the reason that it's okay is because I saw that we could kill the enemies here. We killed the enemies and we got a turret back as well. So it's actually a fair trade. But here you can see that the Xin Zhao is actually level 9, but I'm also close to level 9. And here, even though he's level 9, he hasn't shopped yet, guys. And this is when you should not be afraid to fight. Like, the Xin Zhao hasn't shopped yet, so I took the fight, you know, I'm just fighting him. Even though he's a level ahead, you have to pay attention to the enemies, you know, pay attention to their builds. Like, I saw that the Xin Zhao hasn't shopped yet, so I'm taking this fight confidently. Like, very confidently. Like, here you can see I'm demolishing the Xin Zhao, even though he hasn't properly shopped yet. Here, look at this. He has no chance. I just killed a Xin Zhao that's a level ahead of me. And he probably had like 1,000, 1,500 gold. But if you have gold in your pocket, it doesn't do anything, right, guys? Keep that in mind, guys. So don't always be afraid when an enemy is fed. Because sometimes what people do is they push a turret, for example, or they get like 3 or 4 kills, but they don't go back. They want more. And at this point, you can punish them for it, guys. When they want more, it means that they have 3,000 gold in their pockets, for example, and you have bought new items. Now, even though, let's say you are 2,000 gold behind, but the enemy has 3,000 gold in his pocket, that means you have an item advantage of 1,000 gold. Do you guys get my point here? Like, if the enemy has 3,000 gold in his pocket and you are 2,000 gold behind, which is a lot, but you actually shopped with all your gold, you're still gonna be ahead in your build. Do you guys get this? This is a thing that you really need to understand. So you can actually take fights. Like as you could see earlier on, I was able to take the fight with the Xin Shao because of this reason. Even though he was ahead, I was able to take the fight because he had a lot of gold in his pocket. So keep those things in mind, guys. Very, very important to understand. So right now I can get a teleport, and I generally like to get a teleport quite early in the game, like before the second dragon, because you know you can utilize it before the second dragon. And another thing to note, guys, is when you get a teleport and the dragon is not up, you generally want to switch lane. See, the reason for that is because you have a teleport, so you can put pressure in the dragon lane, make enemies rotate to you, and then you can teleport to the Baron lane and help your team win a team fight and get the Baron. And this is always a win-win situation for you guys. Split pushing with Fiora, especially with the teleport boots, is always a win situation. Just make sure you're split pushing on the opposite side of the objective. You know, when the dragon is up, you split push Baron lane. When the Baron is up, you split push dragon lane. Alright, I was thinking about going back here. I should go back. Oh, actually, I saw the Lee Sin in mid lane, so I just used my ultimate, used my boots. I'm going on him, proccing every single vital. I get the healing, I proc the vitals, and he's just dead. See, with Fiora, guys, with Fiora, it's really intensive to play this champion because it's not just hitting the enemy. You know, it's not like Jinx or Kai'Sa or any other champion. You actually have to pay attention to the vitals, guys. And this is what makes Fiora a super high skill cap champ. Like, super high skill cap. Like, look at this. Boom! I hit the vital on the Jinx. That's how we killed her. Like, you saw that I was losing the fight, but when I hit the vital on the Jinx, I healed up and I dealt an incredible amount of damage to the Jinx. See, that's the importance of hitting the vitals. And my tip to you is... okay, of course, practice makes perfect. Fiora takes a lot of practice. That's, you know, you need to understand this. You know, all the tips that I'm going to give you are nice and everything like that, but it's still going to take you a long time to learn Fiora. Trust me. You're not going to believe this. The first 50 games, 5-0, the first 50 games that I played on Fiora, I had a 30% win rate. 30% win rate. And most of the games I just got carried by my team. I completely got demolished in every game. And I was like, man, Fiora sucks. Fiora really sucks. Do I really have to do this? But after like 30, 40 games, I actually started to understand the champion. And the whole point of this champion, there's really two things that are important about Fiora. First of all, hitting the vitals. Secondly, it's using the second ability. Here, he just flashed away, so I just run away. So vitals and the second ability. Obviously, vitals are important because it deals more damage, and also if you hit vitals, you get movement speed as well. Like, you get movement speed, you deal more damage, you heal up, everything, guys. So, you know, that's the importance of hitting those vitals. It's so important. It's so important. And the second ability is, of course, super important because you can block really big stuns, roots, whatever. And like here, I blocked it and I stunned the enemy as well. You can counter enemy CC. And of course, it's really good against big damage, like Garen's ultimate, for example, or something like that. Also, here you can see the power of the Death's Dance, and nothing is a problem for Fiora, guys. If the Jinx ults you, you block it with your second ability. Easy peasy like that. He actually wanted the diver, so I followed him because it's a Rammus. Rammus can tank a lot of damage. Easy peasy kill. Very, very clean. This was very, very good. This, like, I saw that the Rammus was going in. He has a taunt, so I followed up with him. And, okay. See, I always say in my videos that you have to play your champion to his or her win conditions. Now, what are Fiora's win conditions, guys? Let me explain. First of all, 1v1s. Fiora excels at 1v1s. She can pretty much beat anyone in a 1v1 with proper outplaying. Like anyone. You know, Xin Zhao is not a problem at all in 1v1s. No one is a problem in 1v1s, guys. Unless you're, of course, super behind. But generally, the big power of Fiora is 1v1s. Secondly, split pushing. Because of her power being 1v1s, she's obviously very strong at split pushing. Because when only one enemy rotates to Fiora, she can just kill him, right? Another power of Fiora is diving. You can dive super deep in a team fight, and you can keep diving because of your vitals, because it gives you movement speed and it heals you up. These are the things that you can do. You can keep diving, keep going, and just, keep fighting. Now, what are weaknesses of Fiora? Fiora only deals single target damage, guys. She doesn't deal any AoE damage. So obviously in team fights, you're gonna have a disadvantage. You're obviously gonna have a disadvantage because you're playing against enemies like Orianna, like Ziggs that can just bombard everyone. But what can you do? You can only hit one enemy. So with Fiora, you really wanna find yourself in these 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 situations. It's all more beneficial than a 5 versus 5. See, that you really have to understand it. Like you can see in this game that I'm actually kind of trying to avoid 5 versus 5 situations. I am still going for team fights, of course, helping my team. But I'm generally focusing on actually split pushing. Like you can see, I got the inhibitor turret. I killed the Lee Sin 1v1. I mean, the Nami was helping me, but who cares about the Nami? I would have killed him anyways. Like, this is the power of Jinx, guys. Fiora, the 1v1 potential. Like here you can already see I'm completely getting zoned out by them. I cannot do anything in a 1v4 or 1v3. Even though I'm super ahead in this game, I cannot do anything in a 1v3 situation. See, an example like Darius can do something here because it's Darius. When you're fed on Darius, you can completely demolish enemies in teamfights, even if you're 1v3, for example. And here I actually took the red buff because the Kai'Sa is useless. The Kai'Sa is useless and I'm the big carry of this game. So I get my items. You always want to spend your items. Very, very important. Don't keep the gold in your pocket. It's useless. And at this point, like, I am so powerful that we have to take a fight. Even though the enemies have 3 dragons, we have to take a fight. Like a proper 5 versus 5 fight. We will just win. We will just win the fight. Here Nami hits a beautiful bubble and oh my god. Look at the damage that I just dealt to Jinx. I'm paying my team to do Baron here because it's pretty much a free Baron. We're 5 versus 3, so we can just do Baron. And see, another thing that you can do on Fiora, when you do Dragon or Baron, you can just jump over the wall and dive the enemies. Like here, you can see the Lee Sin. I see that the Orianna's a free kill. What do? Boom. I kill Orianna and I kill the enemy Xin Zhao. I get 2 kills for free. Like here you can see how easy it is. And all my team has to do is deal with the Lee Sin. They're in a 1 versus 4 situation, but the Lee Sin stole the dragon in a 1 versus 4 situation. Yeah. Here I was like, Rammus, can you secure one thing, bro? You're 4 versus 1 against the Lee Sin. Look what the Rammus actually responded. I found his response so beautiful, guys. Check what he responded. It's so funny. It's actually so funny. Also, I can get a Guardian Angel. At this point, I'm just completely snowballing the game. And Fiora really excels at this part of the game, right? Like, when you're able to catch out an enemy in a 1v1 situation, you're just gonna kill them. You're just gonna kill them. They cannot avoid you. They cannot escape you. Even if they flash away, you cannot. Here, he says, sure, the W. Oh, what a chat response. I was like, I'll take that, bro. I will take that. That's a beautiful response. Like, he will secure the top. That's such a funny response. Like, really, shout out to him, man. But really, like, he kind of messed up the securing, he's lost a few dragons, lost the Baron. It's okay, though, but, oh, take a look at this, guys. Like, what can he do? What can he do? This is what I mean with when you get to late game Fiora and you've been snowballing the game. Whenever you see an enemy in a 1v1 situation, they're just dead. Like here, Lulu in a 1v1 situation, well, 3 versus 1 you could say with my team. But even if my team was not there, I would have still demolished her. But you can see, like, picking enemies like this is the power of Fiora. You don't want to dive 1 versus 5. You want your team to distract the enemies a little bit. And then you want to pick up those kills. Like here you can see, I'm looking. But I'm hesitating to go in. But here the Xin Zhao in a 1v1 situation. I use my ultimate on him. I just dive him. I could have killed him here. I could have easily killed him here. I backed off because I was a bit scared of giving the enemies a shutdown. And, it makes sense because risking my shutdown for only 1 meaningless kill is not worth it. And that's the reason that I didn't actually chase. I would have definitely gotten the kill, but I could have possibly died, right? And if I had died to the enemy Jinx, I would have just straight up given the Jinx like over 1,000 gold. Wait, what was my bounty? I want to see my bounty. I showed my bounty. Wait, I want to see it. I want to show you guys as well. Let's look. I quickly showed it here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, here. 1,240 gold bounty. On top of the 350 gold that my kill is worth. So that's 1,600 gold that my kill is worth. So now, it makes sense that I didn't chase this in Xiao, guys. It makes sense. Because if I give that kill to the enemy Jinx, we're probably gonna lose the whole game. Because the Jinx is just gonna demolish my team, and when the Jinx gets kills, she can demolish me as well. So you guys get the point, right? I don't wanna die. And here, all I'm doing is poking the enemies. And here I catch out the Jinx, and I kill her. This is what you can do on Fiora, guys. The Rammus was distracting their front line. And during his distraction in the front line, I saw an opportunity to dive their back line. And here, we just killed them all. We can finish the game. We can just push top lane, finish the game. My team, for some weird reason, is trying to do Elder Dragon. Like, guys, what are you doing? Just come finish the game. And the enemy surrendered. So I really hope you guys learned to see Fiora from a different perspective this time. Not like your normal Fiora. This is like the the pro Fiora tips that I have for you guys, so you can really get good at Fiora. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's take a look at what rating I got, and yeah, S tier, of course, how much damage I did, things like that. 36,000 damage as a Fiora, guys. So thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, here's the camera. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.